Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here with No BS Golf, presented to you by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. That's right, your golf destination for Central Georgia. Don't go to Atlanta. Don't go to the coast. We got everything you need right here, right now in Houston County in Warner Robins. You don't even got to know where. We got the tools. I got the facility with the golf pub. Check them out, by the way. Go play, have some fun, and everything you need. 25 years experience. I've been studying for years so that I can make this as easy as possible for you folks. Don't delay. Get started. Spring is here. Spring is here. And I mean, there can't be nothing better than Pebble Beach and then WMPO to kick off the spring season, right? We are rocking and rolling going forward. And I'll tell you, great timing with the weather too. The weather kicked up, so we started to get outside this weekend, and amazing things were happening. It was such a fun weekend. Getting out and connecting the dots with players and starting to take the learning, the developing, and putting it into action. I mean, that's what it's all about. There's some time needed, and it takes some learning first and going through the motion and putting in the time. Credit to my students. They committed, they did the work, and now we're seeing it. We went out there, we started to put it together, and I mean, I'm seeing stuff that you just mind-blowing, awesome, fun stuff. One player struggled forever with distance and other things too, but just couldn't hit it further. And I mean, we had a couple of drives that easily 50 yards further than anything they'd ever had in the past. That was amazing and fun to see. I had another player come out, and man, we got lined up and started seeing things clearly and getting everything to come together. And I mean, just these missile shots down the fairway. So it was a lot of fun. And these players are primed and ready and excited to get into the golf season, which it's here. We're February the 3rd of 25. Can you believe it? That's how fast it goes. So, these things are attainable. It's not a fake thing. It's not a oh yeah, but it's got to be done right. That's the key to this whole thing is. It's not an overnight fix. It's not a, hey, in like 2 weeks, you're going to be hitting these amazing shots. No, that ain't the truth for sure. However, it's an attainable thing. It can be, I've done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times with players for two decades now ish, whatever. And it takes commitment. It takes some effort. It takes some regularity. And we kind of, we go through a phase of development, and then we go through a phase of application, and then a little more development, and a little application. And so there's a process that works. It's in place. You just have to decide for yourself. Do you want to really, really, really change your golf life, your game, your destination, where you're going with this whole thing? And if not, just go out there and have fun. Who cares? Don't worry about it. So fun week. I'll try to make this short as possible. We got WMPO after Rory, just blowing the doors off the joint out there in Pebble on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Congrats to him. Not like we didn't know he was good enough. He is. He just struggled for years. And but this is a fun week. Fun. I love this week. And I know there's the traditional poo-pooers. It is crazy party out there. That's too much. Whatever. The whole point is this. Golf is for everyone. Period. The end. And if you don't like something, that's fine. Take your cup of tea and move on down the road then. That's how that works, and that's fine. Don't tune in and watch this week if that's your prerogative. Go for it. But it's fun. It's fun to have an event that – and it's such beautiful timing with the Super Bowl, and people are kind of a little more lenient towards the end of the week with their work hours, and the sun's popping up, and the warmth is coming back, and it's just a lot of fun, and the event gets a lot of attention, which is the most important thing. Like it, don't like it, who cares? Yeah, they threw beers. Fine, I get it. I understand. It's terrible for your world of worlds. That's fine. But the event itself draws an amazing amount of attention. WMPO. And bringing those eyes, getting that attention. And it's such a beautiful lead up to the Super Bowl, which is coming up, right? You get You get all this fun finish golf. Like, who was it last year? Scotty was coming down the stretch or whoever. And anyways, it's such a cool event, and I love the 16th. I love the stadium and the craziness and the fun, and it just gets better every year. They just keep adding things to it to make it fun. So we are well on our way, moving towards this springtime. WMPO week is upon us. Super Bowl. I know not everybody's excited about Super Bowl. I get it. I'm from Kansas City. I was born and raised in Kansas City 50 years ago. Okay, I lived a lot of years of bad Chiefs football. So I am enjoying the heck out of it, even though I know everybody else is like, oh, man, the dang Chiefs again. I get it. That's fine. I don't mind it at all. It doesn't bother me in the least bit. However, it's still the Super Bowl, right? Everybody sits down and watches the commercial at least and has a little fun and drink and food. And maybe not everyone. I think everybody does. Anyhow, so it's a fun week regardless. And the weather's popping. That's the best part. And so, something I want both sides of the little thing that, talked about more this weekend, of course, pace of play. I'm going to recover pace of play real quick. The biggest problem with pace of play, hands down, is that everybody's only talking about a part of the pieces of it. And so they're not, first of all, no matter what you think or believe, the reality is we do not play the same game as the pros. First of all, there's more than two different games. There's lots of different golf games, but we don't play the same. So this whole notion that we play the same, we can play the same golf courses if we choose to, that's fine. We do not play the same golf equipment. I can tell you that with absolute certainty right now. The stuff that's in their bag is not what you get to purchase. Period. The end. It is not the same equipment. So that's absolutely incorrect. You don't play the same style of golf. You don't play the same level of golf, put an amount of time into it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is not the same game. We already have bifurcation, period. The end. The tour level pace of play is a whole different ballgame. Their pace of play issue has to do with the fact that the tour won't step in and enforce the damn rules. That's it. Make them speed up, and they will. Don't make them speed up, and they won't. It's very simple. Pace of play in the amateur level is way different and 100% not understood whatsoever. For example, go to the rules of golf. You have a busy day of golf, and a twosome tees off behind a whole bunch of players. Twosomes do not have priority on a golf course. The operator, if doing it correctly, is going to stand there in the golf shop and say, hey, look, you can play as a twosome, but do not press the group in front of you. You don't have priority, and you are going to be waiting a long time every shot. Period. The end. There is no argument there. Now, on a truly slow day, you better know what you're talking about, though, before you go to this step. If the foursome in front of you is courteous enough to say, hey, you twosome, come on, play through, that's fine. That's up to them, not you. And don't come in the golf shop bitching and moaning about nothing. Period. The end. You do not have priority as a twosome. Period. The end. Done. No. Now, secondary to that is know your golf course, because this is a big one. Don't go out expecting to play. If you play on a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. and you zoom around the golf course in 3 hours because ain't nobody out there, don't come out on Saturday at 2 p.m. and expect that same round of golf, because it ain't going to happen. If the golf course is full of players, we can have sometimes 2-3 groups per hole on busy days. Now, we'll get into that in a minute. That's a problem, but that can be the reality. I operated these facilities that did this. If they're a golf course full of people out there and you're teeing off at 2 p.m. and you got 2 or 3 of you, maybe even 4 of you, but you're used to a 3-hour round, it ain't going to be a 3-hour round. So don't come walk in the golf shop say it's so damn slow out there. Of course it is, because the golf course is full of people now, whereas your 10 a.m. time is not. Those are two completely different situations. And so only if this exists does it count. You got a group in front of you, and maybe they're not very good, you know? Let's just take a break for a minute and understand that not all players are great. And they're a little slow. They're losing some balls. They're looking for balls and stuff. And okay, they don't keep up with the pace of the group in front of them, right? But it has to be consistent, not one hole, not one time. If it just happens one time and all of a sudden they catch up, that's not a pace of play issue, folks. If it's, okay, it's been 2 holes now, and they're still not keeping up with the group in front of them, now we have an issue. Now, here's the second part. Don't hit into them and don't take it into your hands. Call the damn golf shop. Call me and say, hey, pro, we got a problem out here. Let us come handle it. I know how to handle it properly. You don't. Okay? And here's the second. Now let's go to the other side of the coin. Where most of this lies is, it actually starts with consumer pressure. So the consumer has decided that lower rates are more important than great golf conditions and less rounds. It's on you. Sorry. It's just the truth. And we've gone through price wars because the golf business had shrunk. And so they decided, I need more rounds, so I'm going to lower the price. Well, what that brings is this. It brings shorter tee time intervals, more rounds, cluttered golf course. And it also makes the golf course wear down faster and more than it needs to be. The best places I ever operated, we had very low amounts of rounds every day, really high. It was dues. It was very high, private, high end. So a busy day was like 40 rounds, and the golf course was immaculate all year round. We actually had to go out once a week and mark the course. We marked the course, which is supposed to be done every week. And we had ground under repair areas. I bet none of y'all ever seen a ground under repair actually marked properly. I haven't seen a single. I've been on 3 of these damn golf courses right here in this town. I haven't seen a single spot marked yet. Not once. We mark those things on purpose. It's in the rules of golf. Read it. And so the operators are forced into high rounds, low rates, can't take care of the golf course. Golf course gets jammed with too many damn people, slow as hell. And then on top of it, because of the low rates, we can't hire enough people to go out there and be our spot. I call them spotters. Marshals are stupid. The word marshal needs to get destroyed, obliterated from the golf universe. It's stupid. And spotters. I want my guys just out there cruising around watching the golf course. I don't want them going up to nobody. Not, waving and saying hi to folks, fine. That's okay. But that's it. If there is a consistent problem with a group, I want to know about it, and then I'm the one that's going to come out and handle the situation. Me only. Experienced, back when I was head golf professional. No, not you and not the stupid marshal. Spotters, okay? And it's only in that situation. Everybody starts flapping their gums on, especially on the internet, about how so slow. Did you find out? First of all, did you even understand the golf course you were about to play? And what do I mean by that? When you call and set up your time, let's say it's a place you've never been to. The first thing I want to ask, what's y'all's daily average rounds? Anybody answering the phone that knows anything worth a hoot is going to have an answer very quickly. Oh, it's about 210 rounds a day. Oh, it's about 150 rounds a day. Oh, we got about 90 rounds a day. Based off those numbers, use your thinking head. You're going to know right away what you're getting into. If it's above 100 a day, it's going to be a busy golf course for the most part, most likely. And you are not going to go zooming around in 3 freaking hours. It ain't going to happen. So there is a combined amount of situations going on here. And when all these things come together at the wrong time, it's where all of this madness spurs from. So you got to know your course. You got to know what's going on. And only if the true situation exists, You need to know how to handle it properly. There are people working there on purpose and not the shop assistants. I want you to specifically ask for the head golf professional. Now, there's going to be times when they're not available. So the next part is this. Wait until the next round. Just relax. First of all, I don't understand this. So now I'm going to go into more of a different issue on this. I guess it's going to be a long one. So my thing is this. I don't understand the whole point of finally who gets to play 7 days a week. Not very many people. You finally get to go play some golf, right? You complain about going early and warming up, even though we tell you that's what's necessary in order to play your best golf. And then you get there. You run to the first tee in a panic, trying to grab all your crap and get ready. Tee off and you hit a weird shot because you weren't ready, and it takes a couple holes to settle in. And then you get into like hole 5 and you're like, damn, I can't wait to get off this golf course today. I don't understand that mentality. Why do you want to leave the golf course quickly? What is the point of going out there if all you want to do is finish it as fast as possible and get the hell out of there? To me, that seems counter to what the whole thing should be. I want to go out there and I want to enjoy the hell out of my time on the golf course. I need to no rush. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go back to work. Okay, well, I get to work on a golf course, but I don't, the more thing I'm saying is, where does this mentality come from and why? I do not understand it. Other than the majority of what I understand is this. The rare groups that play 9 a.m., 10 a.m. on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday and the morning, it is typically our retired folk for the most part. And they zoom around because they get into kind of a groove and the whole group kind of plays. And that's not regular golf, folks. It just isn't. Or you happen to have a club where, yeah, you and your two fellas that you play with or ladies and whatever, and it's a quiet facility. And you can play in like 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's fine, but here's the problem. You cannot expect that everywhere you go if you go elsewhere. So you have to know your facility. You have to understand what the day really truly looks like. Now, I will say this. The operators are supposed to be telling people that when you check in. Okay, we're now 2 hours into the day, and I already have, whatever it is, 18 groups already teed off. That's 18 groups of people, folks. You're not going to magically go through that somehow. It's just not going to happen. And what we do know is this. I see it every day. Amateurs are terrible at golf, period, the end. They just are. Which means the amount of shots increases, and there's going to be lost balls and things going on. You got 18 groups already just after 2 hours of tee times. And you're sitting there going to be like, well, why is this so slow? Well, because you've got crappy players out there playing golf. Well, now, they should be telling you that at check-in. Or I would take it a step further. I didn't get to answer the phones as much over the years, but when I was answering the phones, I started to kind of get to the point where I was like, I'm tired of hearing this crap. And I said, how you doing? Have you played here before? Yes. So you understand that at this time, this 11:07 time here, Mr. Fella Guy, you understand that there's going to be a whole bunch of people out there ahead of you, correct? Oh, yeah, I played there before. Okay, so you understand that it will not be a fast round. Our average round times, this is at what I call a factory facility, and I'd tell them our average round time was 5 hours. And everybody's like, oh, what? I'm like, look, I've got a somewhat difficult golf course, crappy players, and we loaded that tee time with the most amount of players possible every day. It was just the model that they were operating under. I didn't like it. I hated every minute of it. And so I would tell them, like, well, what was your last 3 rounds you played out here? How long? Like, yeah, like 5+. I'm like, see? I said, so before I give you this tee time, are you going to be okay with a 5-hour round of golf? How many times have you called up? Well, I don't know how many golf courses you play at. Anyways, what your experience level is. Where you called up and the person on the phone literally said, are you going to be okay with 5 hours? Not many, huh? Yeah, it's a problem. It's an operator problem. I agree. I'll put that one on them for sure. And the operators should be going higher rates and spreading out tee times and limit the play. Period. The end. I don't want anybody teeing off if I can within 15 minutes of each other. That's how much of a spread I want. How many of y'all go up in a group of players and you get like 30 players or some crazy number? They all gather on the tee box together and they just immediately hit they hit the peg in the ground the minute that group ahead of them goes. That shouldn't be like that. It's not the way to operate, of course. And it, again, where this all boils down to is very simple. And nobody's going to like it. And I don't really know BS here. I don't care. We are not paying for golf properly. The rates should be much higher. The conditions would be much better. We would have less players per golf course, which I'm totally fine with. I would prefer players playing different courses also anyways. So the entire model's been broken for about 15 years now. And because of that, that's how we run into these issues. Pace of play is not what you think it is, not even remotely close. And there's a lot of factors, and it exists in different forms at different facilities. And so there isn't a one-way solution to all of it. Well, there is, but nobody's going to do it. That's the problem. And so until that occurs, we have to understand what's really going on. And again, we're not the tour level. So this flapping gum crap on TV is a different thing. That's players that are just simply taking their time due to lack of rule enforcement. Period. The end. And I get it. You're trying to chase down Rory, and you got millions on the line, but tour event, whatever. Like I'm not near as concerned with them in the least bit. Their problems are not problems. They got the most amazing lives ever. So that's my little tidbit on that. And back to this week. So WMPO week going to kick off. It's going to be fun. Can't wait, man. They even do. I think I would have to check. I think right now the Golf Channel is probably even already doing live broadcasting from the stadium. So you can get a whole lot of looks and fun stuff throughout the week leading up to it. But then, man, Thursday is going to be fun. I can't wait. Got my WMPO shirt ready to roll. And yeah, back to golf, obviously stuff for our purposes here. Come on down. The evaluation lesson is the first key step to unlocking the secrets. There are no secrets, but anyways, to how you can get there. That information is critical and required for anybody, and gives you a way of finding a path to a truly massive increase in ability and to play this game. Time is crucial. I was going to do a time thing on top of pace of play, but either way, it don't matter. Yeah, but I got a handful of group of players that started about a year ago now, and they are busting down the door coming into spring of 2025. It is exciting. It is fun. This is why I do this. And I was having a conversation yesterday with another fella getting started here, and I don't know how to really sum it up or give a simple example other than to say this. I kind of do things differently, I guess is the best and easy way to say it. I do things differently on purpose. I've designed this around. I have, over 18,000 lesson credits now given and based off the design of especially the years at Golf Tech. I loved a lot of the things we did, but I wanted to massage it a little bit, and that's what I've done. And I've created what is in my mind the perfect option, the perfect way to do this the right way. And so there's a lot of time involved on my end as well. And that's okay. I don't mind that. It is important to me. It's more important to me for players to get better than for me to even like say go play a round of golf. I can play a round of golf today. I ain't got time. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done today. So it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make because I want to see players. I get excited. The things I saw this weekend, man, is exactly why I do this. So I hope you want to experience it someday. And if you do, check it out. If you could, like, subscribe, share, do all the fun things there. Go up to that QR code, check out the website, all the things on the, Twitterverse and all that junk. Twitter at P45KDG, P45knuckledowngolf@gmail.com. You name it. Reach out. You got questions, whatever, comments, put some stuff down there. Let me know. Otherwise, that's it for today. Look for the articles in the House and Home Journal as well. That's probably coming out soon too. And all that good stuff. Enjoy the week. If I don't do any more this week, I'll catch you next week. For now, Ryan Carpenter, P45 Knuckle Down Golf. Take care.